If you look up the best training split on Google or YouTube, you'll likely be overwhelmed by the number of choices and the amount of information on which split is best and why. And while this information can be helpful or not, experience is by far the best way to know what's going to work for you in the long run. I'll be sharing my experience, past and current splits, and what I'm doing to help optimize my gains. Let's get into the video. Let's start with the basics. Some of you guys will know this stuff already. Hypertrophy occurs when muscles are pushed to their limits and forced to grow. When you push a muscle to failure or try to get it to do more than it can currently do, it triggers muscle protein synthesis. Combined with diet and rest, muscles grow by being torn down and rebuilt while they are inflamed, creating larger muscle bellies over time. Weekly frequency, adequate rest, and protein intake are all key to facilitating hypertrophy or muscle and strength growth in general. Now there's a few different splits that are pretty common, a couple of them being the bro split, push-pull leg split, and an upper-lower split. Some people also like to do full body. We're just gonna go over three of them: the bro split, push-pull legs, and upper-lower split. These are the most common for people who are just getting into the gym. Full body does work. I know a lot of people that swear by it. There's quite a few people that do full body. I'm kind of doing more of a bodybuilding style, so it doesn't quite click with me. However, I did start with full body when I was primarily doing body weight exercises and just kind of getting into fitness. So when I started, I was just doing body weight exercises, kind of like this. I was doing 1 day on and 1 day off, so I was getting it in about 3 to 4 times a week. I essentially started with just push-ups and basic leg workouts that would go together to make like a little routine. Obviously training a back is important and as I got more and more interested in fitness, that's what kind of prompted me to grab some weights and get into a bit of like an upper-lower split. So I found something that worked for me, and I still did the same thing. 1 day on, 1 day off, 3 to 4 times a week I was exercising. The workouts were really good. I would do 2 exercises per muscle group roughly, and then about 3 sets of each exercise just to make sure I got that muscle group tired enough. And I really liked it. For the first little while, I wasn't doing as much volume. Obviously, I was just starting, so I didn't really have the ability to do that much volume. But what happened was, eventually the workouts just got too long. I had to find a way to break it up a little bit. I was getting pretty close to 2 hours of workout. That's just a little bit too long for me. It became hard to fit that into my schedule, and therefore it wasn't exactly sustainable. Now that being said, both the full body and the upper lower splits are really good if you can only get into the gym 3 to 4 times a week. Both of those are gonna let you hit all of your muscle groups over 2 times a week. From what I'm seeing on YouTube and a lot of the smart guys that do all the studies, and 2 times a week is the best frequency to maximize muscle growth. That being said, if you're only able to get into the gym a couple times a week, full body might be a bit better, but if you can go 3 to 4 times a week, upper lower is gonna give you a little bit more time to hit those muscle groups and a little bit more stimulus overall. Eventually though, it did get too long for me and I wasn't able to get the exercise selection I wanted into the workouts. It would just be too taxing, and by the end of the workout, I was cooked. I was done. It was time to move on. The other split I'm sure you guys have heard of is the bro split. I never tried this one because I started pretty casually. You know, there's a lot of people that use it with good success. The only downside to it is only being able to hit a muscle group once throughout a week. The other thing is, if you're natural, it can be pretty taxing to go in and just absolutely destroy one muscle group. You're getting the time to recover, but it's probably pretty overwhelming to your muscles. For me, it's just like, it sounds fun, but I just don't think that it's necessarily for me. However, there's lots of people that have built good physiques off of the bro split and have had good results off of the bro split, so I'm not gonna knock it. It's just not for me personally. I put a pretty high priority on recovery just to try to make sure I'm always ready for that next workout. I do push myself to failure. Sometimes I can't recover properly before another workout, so I'll just take an extra rest day, maybe do some stretching and some rolling perhaps, and try to work that out before the next workout. Bro split gives you a ton of recovery time, but it can also lead you to work out too hard where you're causing more damage than you can actually repair if you're natural, in my opinion. I don't know for sure, but that's just something that I've been skeptical of myself. The push-pull leg split that I've moved into has been great for me. It's cut down my workout time, so now I can get in and out of the gym really like hitting myself hard. I can do it in an hour and a half, including warm up and stretching, which for me is way more reasonable than 2+ hours. It's way more manageable than 2-hour plus upper and lower workouts where I could get them done, but then I felt like sometimes working out push and pull muscles in the same workout would intervene with my ability to get a full workout in. Like, I would be so tired by the time I got to whatever part of the workout that I wasn't able to put in my full effort, and therefore I wasn't getting the most out of my workout. So push-pull legs kind of let me split that up a little bit. Now I can actually take a break between both upper days so that I'm not putting such a strain on those muscles that are trying to recover while working out other ones. I don't know if it really makes a difference, but for me, I just felt like giving myself a little bit more time and space to recover really benefited my growth. So push-pull legs lets me hit every group twice in a week, and I still get that rest day in the middle somewhere, like more or less. I'm okay with doing 5 days a week, and I don't like program it into the days of the week. I just go push pull legs. If I need a break after legs, I'll take a break and then go push pull legs again. Like, I don't really schedule my workouts per se, but I keep that rotation going and I just roll it into the next week. I don't take like too many rest days. I'm for sure training more than 4 times a week, pretty much every week. So yeah, 4 to 6 times a week with push-pull legs. You get good muscle growth, good recovery, and you're hitting all of those muscles with maximum effort, which makes the biggest difference for growth. So all that being said, I think, you know, upper lower was a really good way to get into it. But yeah, as you want to be in the gym a little bit more, I think push-pull legs kind of gives you the opportunity to get more volume in, as well as recover a little bit better. You're gonna have a little bit less crossover with muscle groups. You're not gonna intervene with the recovery of certain muscle groups just because you're always training opposing muscle groups. And like I said, you can always throw an extra rest day in there and you're still able to hit your workouts 5+ times a week. To me, that's awesome. Between full body, the bro split, push-pull legs, and upper lower, what do you guys like to rock? Put it in the comments below. Really curious what you guys are running. Push-pull legs has been my go-to now for 4 months or so. It was like at the start of summer, I guess I had just to switch it up a little bit and get some more personal time, be able to hang out outside a little bit more. Altogether, this is just what works for me. Staying consistent, no matter which split you take, is gonna be the most important thing you can do. Between your diet and your training, just making sure you're getting into the gym, the frequency makes the biggest difference. You can do pretty light loads and still get some good growth as long as you're being consistent with your frequency and eating enough protein. How much time you have, your endurance, and the equipment that's available to you will all have an impact on which split you choose. So just play around with it, see what works best for you, see what you're comfortable with, because the most important thing is being sustainable. You can't be consistent if it's not sustainable for you. Take your time to play around with it. Try things for a couple weeks. If it doesn't work out, try something else. There's a split that will work for you. If you're interested in seeing the setup that I've been running push-pull legs with at home, watch this video next. It's gonna have my home gym setup and the equipment I'm using to get gains at home. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.